Steven Spielberg.
Okay, here we go. Part 2.
Yep.
So you guys are very happy. You had the honor of meeting the Premier this morning.
Well, we had the fulfillment of a commitment that he made to the coalition way back in December of last year, that he wanted to work with New Brunswickers. And we asked for a meeting with Mr. Alward as the Premier of the province so that we could lay out for him what our plans are in making his government and keeping his government accountable to the 28 promises that they made to New Brunswickers through the coalition during the election campaign.
And it was a pretty good meeting. It was a very good meeting.
He's a nice guy, yeah?
It was a very, well, I don't know how much of a nice.
I mean, they're all nice guys.
But what we're trying to get across is that the meeting, and I'm not saying he's not nice, on the contrary, he was very nice, but it was a very, very good, open, and I think sincere meeting. Are things going to change? Yes. When you're in politics, it's for sure or certain that things are going to change as time goes along. We don't want to fight with the government. We want to cooperate with the government. But it does not stop us, and this they're much aware of, it does not stop us from criticizing at different time. The fact remains that he's appointed a person in his office that we can contact on different things.
Greg Lutz.
Greg Lutz is a guy that is our contact person, and from there he's opened the door to saying, look, if it doesn't work there, call me directly.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
so in that sense,
these freshmen, they talk a lot, but that's okay.
We're pretty happy. On est très heureux, mon vieux, de la réunion d'aujourd'hui.
And see, the whole idea is that it's not just Alward that is, and the Premier and his government that's going to make this work and make a better democracy. There's a responsibility on citizens. You know, we were able to
and third parties and the other parties.
Right. We were able to nail this party down, and now they're the government, to a process of how they're going to engage the public. Well, it's up to the public to become engaged.
Yes.
And we've got to encourage New Brunswickers that when there's a meeting of the cabinet in their town,
yes,
or in their city, that they go to that meeting.
That will happen now, huh?
They've promised that, and they told us today that that's going to happen within, they told us before the election, within the first 6 months, and the Premier today said that first meeting outside of Fredericton will take place early in the new year.
Really? And what else did he say that could that impress you?
Oh, that he's fully committed to being open, to being transparent. They appreciate that they've got some very difficult decisions that they have to make.
Oh, yes.
And they're in a tough spot, but we encouraged him that every decision they make, that they make through the good government lens.
Yeah, and one of the important things down there, before I forget, is the quality of the information that you get. It has to be factually based information. There's a responsibility of the government to inform all the members, all the MLAs of the Legislative Assembly, to be able to inform them of what's going on different dossiers. And two, the role of the MLAs is to go down the riding and inform their people within the riding. Sorry, I couldn't.
No, but in a true democracy, it's one of the 4 basic rights. Citizens have the right to know. They have the right to know the.
But they don't get involved. They're afraid.
No, but we're trying to change that.
Yeah.
And we found out back last winter and into March that politics as usual is over in this province.
Yeah.
You know, there was a decision made behind closed doors with respect to NB Power that really irritated New Brunswickers to the point where they were coming out in
in the cold weather, yes.
You know, protesting on streets
right here,
in the city,
they were all here
on bridges, saying this is not right.
Yeah.
And there's a lesson that has been learned, and we've got to make sure that the lesson is followed through.
Yep.
There are issues like the MLA pensions.
Yeah.
You know, there was a decision made by the Liberals and the Conservatives back in March of last year that they were going to conduct an independent review. Well, it took 5 months to get that review off the ground. And you know, this government, if they're not satisfied with the lack of public participation, then they'll have an opportunity to turn it over to the public and get their view. We're going to make sure that
I'm sure you will.
That New Brunswickers make sure that this government practices what it has preached to them prior to being elected.
And let's try to make sure that the people understand, that the citizens of this province understand what the responsibilities are also in a democracy. And if they get good information, they should be able. People in New Brunswick are not stupid. No. They're able to analyze as well as anybody else. And if they get the right information and they get factual information, yes, they can do so. If they don't, then
Listen, guys. For what it's worth, you guys did fantastic work.
No, thank you.
No, I mean the union really helped with the NB Power to organize the protesters. Like the protester couldn't do it on his own because unionists are used to do protests exactly. And you guys did fantastic work.
Well, and you know what, Charles, this was a gleaming example in this province that people power works. We saw it, you know, the coordination of individuals coming together who never had met one another before. Couldn't believe that they had a shared value with other people. That exists in this province. We're rich in talent here. We just have to get ourselves organized and coordinated.
Well said, and once again, congratulations and for a job well done.
Thank you.